There was Moses in the desert taking care of sheep after getting out of Egypt because he was afraid. When he got afraid because he killed a man, he got afraid of punishment. So he established himself as a shepherd in a mountain, and there God called him. The famous passage everybody knows, and God called him in a cavern, and there was this flaming bush enlightened in fire, but the bush didn't burn up. And he heard this voice. So it appears as the very moment that the defining moment on Moses' life was that moment. So that was, how do we say, that was, he was not looking for that. That was spontaneous. So he needed no faith for that thing. As much so, it probably scared him. So we need to remember Moses has grew in Egypt, in a palace as a king's pharaoh prince. So he saw many things there. To me, it's impressive because just as the another realization I spoke another day in another video about, there are this realization about the Bible that Bible has never used as an important figure of Bible someone that has not been loved by the parents, or someone that occupied that position. And there is this another realization that all the important figures had spent time in Egypt. And as we know today, we get the informations today, Egypt was a place of different gods. And so because of that, I believe that Moses was very well informed about that. He probably knew the culture, he knew the habits, all the ways that it was, how he knew how things were made, closely made. Even Jesus, right? Even Jesus in his infancy, he spent time in Egypt. Perhaps the most unconscious, important phase on the learning of everybody, the youngest age. The child will learn inconsciently everything that he experiences outside. But this was later. So Moses was there in the cave and he heard that voice according to the Bible. And he had his first experience, his first factory experience. So there are these things about believing in faith that, so if we see something, I myself had made a confusion, such a big confusion about that, because when we hear or we read and someone heard the voice of God, we think in a literal voice, a physical voice. The person heard the sound. That's not the case. I expected for myself that, but it never happened. And it made sense. It do not happen because there are different levels of relationships, let's say. But at the moment that I imagine that an angel appears at my front now, from that moment I will need no belief any longer. Now I know. From that moment on, I will know about something that many other people don't know. Except that I will doubt myself many times. If that thing do not repeat, it would come a time that I will doubt if that really happened in the past. But at least for a short period, I will know that something, some intangible thing is real. So no faith would be necessary any longer. I will know. So faith to believe is in the middle of the path. It's like the confidence and the feedbacks you get, the kind of distant relationship, things that you know exist and you wish to exist. And at the same time we get some confirmations or expectative about it. So there was Moses in the cave, and he heard that voice. Was the first experience. My question is, so Moses asks, who is it that's speaking to me? And the way that we understand, and it is expressed for many versions of understanding, is that voice emphatically answering, I am. Eu sou eu. I am who I am. And then what Moses had to do, he accepted. But I question myself, why would Moses ask, who is speaking with me? And the answers that I get is that he knew there were many different entities and idols that could possibly be speaking with him. Why not? And that is my question, because what we will answer for, what we will believe, anybody will believe, is the first experience that he gets, that I get, with the strongest positive answer, or the strongest answer, even if it's not positive, because if something happens based on some experience, you are going to start to believe it, perhaps not be willing to be close of it if the outcome is not good, but you are going to accept that idea. So to us, any being that appears to us and have this power and this capacity to come out and express power, it is so different and distant of our reality that we are sold already. Any entity that has this capacity to expose any kind of power will convince us whatever he wants just by the expression of that intangible power. So he didn't say, see, I have a God that is the God of gods, and I am willing to even to die, but it's only by that God that I serve, that I am willing to follow. the creator of it all. But he didn't even express that. It seemed like he understood, he accepted. To me, it was the burning branch it's an interesting signal, because this is the fire that burns without destroying. It is the same kind of fire we get inside of us many times, don't it? But I'm not sure if it is only us, the Christians, or the people of God who gets that flame. Any inspired people outside get this kind of motivation, power inside of that. Even if we use that analogy, it seems not to be something unique only and restricted only for the Christians and people of God. So he had reasons to question, to doubt, because any entity that had enough power to appear and speak with him would probably have the capacity to make him believe. But the simple fact that it is a supernatural power is speaking with that person.